Welcome, and thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation. Today, we're focusing on one of the most urgent public health challenges facing our communities, the opioid epidemic. This issue is not just a statistic or a headline. It affects real people, real families, and real lives every single day. The opioid crisis has developed over decades, and understanding how it began and what we can do to address it can help us protect ourselves and the people around us. My goal in this presentation is to give you clear, accessible information about what the opioid epidemic is, why it matters, and how we can all play a part in preventing overdoses and promoting safety. Whether you're here to learn, to support someone you know, or simply to raise awareness, this information can make a difference. Let's get started. Tens of thousands of people die every year from opioid overdoses. This crisis doesn't affect just one group. It impacts families, neighborhoods, and entire communities across the country. Understanding the scope of this problem is the first step toward addressing it. In the next few minutes, we'll look at 4 key areas. First, what the opioid epidemic actually is. Second, how addiction develops. Third, the impact this crisis is having today. And finally, practical ways to help prevent overdose and support safer communities. Opioids are a class of drugs that include prescription painkillers such as oxycodone and hydrocodone, the illegal drug heroin, and synthetic opioids like fentanyl. These drugs can be very effective for severe pain, but they also carry a high risk of addiction and overdose. The epidemic began in the 1990s when prescription opioids were widely promoted as safe and non-addictive. As prescriptions increased, so did dependence. Over time, misuse and addiction grew, creating a wave of opioid-related harm that continues today. Opioids affect the brain's reward system, creating feelings of pleasure and pain relief. Over time, the body builds tolerance, meaning more of the drug is needed to feel the same effect. This can lead to dependence and eventually addiction. Many people who struggle with opioids first receive them for legitimate medical reasons. Today, overdose deaths remain extremely high, and synthetic opioids like fentanyl are fueling even faster increases. The effects go far beyond individuals. Families, children, and entire communities continue to feel the long-term consequences. It's important to recognize the general warning signs of an opioid overdose. These can include slow or stop breathing, unresponsiveness, and blue or pale lips or skin. Knowing these signs helps people act quickly and get help when it's needed. Education is one of the most powerful tools for prevention. Understanding the risks associated with opioids, knowing how addiction develops, and reducing the stigma around seeking help can all make a meaningful difference. Safe use is crucial. Opioids should only be taken exactly as prescribed. They should never be shared with anyone else, and it's important to avoid mixing them with alcohol or sedatives, which can greatly increase the risk of overdose. Preventing misuse also means safely storing medications and disposing of them properly. Keep opioid prescriptions locked away and out of reach of others. When they're no longer needed, use drug take-back programs to safely eliminate unused medication. Community support plays a huge role in prevention and recovery. This includes access to treatment programs, counseling services, and support groups. When communities work together, people have a better chance at recovery and long-term stability. Naloxone, often known by the brand name Narcan, is a medication that can reverse the effects of an opioid overdose. In many places, it's available without a prescription. Increasing awareness and access to naloxone can save lives. Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid that is far stronger than many other opioids. It is increasingly found mixed into other substances, often without people knowing. Some communities offer test strips to help people identify possible fentanyl contamination. The opioid epidemic is a major challenge, but by understanding the issue, supporting prevention efforts, and helping reduce stigma, we can make a real difference. Sharing information and raising awareness can help protect lives. As we wrap up, it's important to remember that no one has to face the opioid crisis alone. There are many trusted sources of information and support available. The CDC provides clear, fact-based guidance on opioids, overdose risks, and prevention strategies. SAMHSA offers treatment resources, as well as a national helpline that anyone can call for support, whether it's for yourself, a loved one, or even just to ask questions. Your local health department is also a valuable place to find community programs, treatment options, and educational resources. Awareness is the first step, but sharing what you've learned is just as important. By talking openly about the opioid epidemic, we help reduce stigma and encourage people to seek help when they need it. If this presentation helped you understand the crisis a little better, consider passing it along to someone else. The more informed we are, the better prepared we'll be to support our communities and save lives. Thank you again for being part of this conversation and for taking the time to learn more